Hey everyone, Josh here. Today I'm going to be giving my final review on the newest formulation of Man Sports pre-workout Game Day. I used a majority of the bottle. I would say I used at least 30 servings, which is classified as a half scoop. And a few times I used full scoop. Um, as far as energy goes, great energy, didn't get jittery at all. The only time I got jittery, and I mentioned it in my initial review, was I stacked it with another pre-workout, so it could have been a caffeine overload there. But amazing focus. I really like the dendrobium extract. That is by far some of the best focus I've ever had. Um, I like that I had the glycocarn in there, the glycerol monosterate, L-norvaline. Big fan of all of those ingredients. As far as like the pure PF3, I don't know how effective that product was in terms of muscle growth, but I did notice that while I was using it, I was cutting for my jiu-jitsu tournament, and I was eating on average probably about 200 grams of carbs a day, and was extremely active. Um, as a personal trainer, I work alongside my clients a majority of the time. So I was, I was on a lower, I don't want to say a lower calorie diet. I was at a maintenance calorie for what would have been like my normal activity. But since I was increasing activity, working alongside my clients, I know that, I was dropping weight fairly quickly. But yeah, I was dropping weight, dropping body fat, but still able to gain strength. It wasn't like a massive amount of strength, but even some strength gain I felt was good considering my carb levels were lower than normal, and I was dropping weight. So really impressed with the product overall. As far as taste goes, I had the fruit punch. It didn't taste bad, but it wasn't the best tasting pre-workout I've ever had either, which is really not that big of a deal. I care more about the effects than the taste, but for those that do care about the taste, it's not horrible. You can choke it down. Um, let's see. Oh, as far as mixability goes, um, it didn't mix like super great. There were still some granules in the bottom of the cup, so you kind of have to swish around a little bit as you're drinking it, and then maybe put a little bit more water in it afterwards and get the last little bit. And that is more than likely due to the glycocarn. I've used glycocarn before as a separate supplement and just added it to my pre-workout, and that doesn't really mix very well in water, from my experience anyway. Uh, and it usually has a very sour taste, so that could have affected the overall taste of the pre-workout. Um, but glycocarn, for those that don't know, has been used in clinical studies and has been shown to increase nitric oxide production in humans. So I'm a big fan of glycocarn. Um, as far as pumps go for game day, um, it wasn't the best pumps I've ever had. Um, when I used it by itself, it was okay. It wasn't great. I've used the full 4.5 grams, which is the clinical dose of glycocarb before, and I didn't really experience massive pumps from that. So I wasn't really expecting huge pumps from the glycocarb in the game day, because in that prop blend for one serving, the half scoop, um, the prop blend that does include glycocarb is only like 2,135 milligrams. So you also have to think you have the glycerol monosterate in there. You have the L-norvaline or norvaline, and the rutacarpin. So all that together came up to a little over 2 grams. So you're not getting a lot of glycocarb in there. Um, I'm sure Man Sports will say you get enough for extra blood flow, and that is probably true. Um, and in combination with the other ingredients, I'm sure I felt it was effective, but it wasn't massive pumps. Um, so definitely recommend for anyone who needs that extra drive, energy, focus, You definitely do kind of just zone out when you're in the gym. Don't really notice anybody else. You're just focused on, getting the weight up. Never really used it for cardio. I usually just stick to like a thermogenic right before my workout, or right before my cardio. Um, don't really do like the powdered pre-workouts before cardio. So that's my overall review. Definitely recommend, especially since you get 60 servings for a relatively good price depending on where you purchase it from. I know NutriPlanet has it for $34.99 right now. You also get some creatine mono, glutamine, and a trial size of Novogen XT, which is also for man sports. And I heard TigerFitness.com has it for $29.99, and you get the trial size of Novogen XT. So 60 servings for $30 is pretty unreal price for a solid pre-workout. So you guys can check those out. And I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm going to be doing more reviews on various different products that I've been using over the course of the last couple of months. Been meaning to get them up, but just never got around to it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and hope everyone has a good day.